Good morning, guys. Good evening, guys. Good afternoon, guys. Whatever time it is when you're watching this, thank you for tuning back into Auto Markets again. My name's Kia, if you don't know, and today I'm going to be doing an educational lesson on channels. I've done one on support and resistance, but I kind of forgot why I did it, so I'm not going to cover it again until I watch it. Just couldn't be asked this morning. But yeah, so today I'm going to talk about channels. Now, channels is basically the next step from support and resistance because you use your support and resistance lines to create channels. Now, channels basically help you understand where the market is going. Sometimes they're horizontal, sometimes they go diagonal. And yeah, so when they form, they kind of help you understand where the market's going, like I said. But not only that, but when they break out of the channel, then you understand that where the market's going even more because okay, you'll have the channel going and it will be bouncing in at that channel, but when it breaks out of that channel, you can see exactly where it's trying to go. I'll kind of show you that in more detail now. So let's just build a channel. Let's try and find a horizontal one first. I think it's horizontal. I'm sure it's not vertical. Vertical's up, isn't it? I believe anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can't be asked to check. Being lazy. So, horizontal ray. So, you look for a support and resistance, a strong one if possible. If it gets on your nerves, turn off your magnet if you're using trading view. So that looks like to me a decently strong channel there. I'm going to put another one in. Now I don't think that these have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect. They just need to be kind of correct so you can kind of understand what's happening. It doesn't have to be perfectly on point, but obviously the more precise it is, the more easier it will be for you to trade. Obviously it will help you out. You can kind of understand exactly where to pinpoint stuff, but don't worry about it if it's not precise. Just kind of plot it, just get used to just plotting it for now, just so you can understand how to do it and spot them a bit easier. I'm at a point where I don't necessarily need to draw them. I can kind of see them, but at the same time I still draw them just to help me out, because sometimes when I'm moving across charts and dates on the charts, you kind of lose where the channel is. So you draw the lines so you can see where that channel is at all times. So I'm going to write that. I'm going to drop that one there. Okay, now this is a channel. A channel is parallel lines. I would say they're not always parallel. Sometimes they do open wider at certain ends, but majority of the time they are parallel, so they have an equal distance apart all the way through. And yeah, so they come in. So this is a support line, right? Now it came in. It started as a support line and it broke through it. Now this means that the sellers from up here forced it all the way down. Buyers tried a thing and it didn't happen. They carried on pushing it down. This is where the sellers got comfortable. The buyers pushed it back up. They looked for more demand, and then they supplied that demand and sold all the way back down again. And they kept going and kept going until they got to an equal point where the buyers and sellers were happy in that price range. So what happens here is the buyers were like, no, I'm pushing back now. The sellers were like, well, I'm happy with it in this area. So the buyers tried to push it all the way up. As you can see, they've pushed through this, what's now become a resistance line, and pushed through and come up to here. But then the seller said, no, I'm not letting you go all the way back up there. I don't want it up there. They're comfortable down here. So this is where the supply and demand start to come to a conclusion. This is where that you can see that they're comfortable. So in between these lines means that buyers and sellers are comfortable. They're happy for it moving up and down between these lines, and that's what you're looking for, really. You're looking for where the buyers and sellers are comfortable for that period of time. Obviously, it's not going to last long, but because obviously they might be comfortable there and then, but it's only until their circumstances change. So, as I said, they want to keep it between this area. They'll try and push it out, and it'll get pushed back in. Same again up here, out, push back in. Even if it takes a bit longer, it will happen. It's pushed out. Now this says a lot. The fact that they've pushed it down so far shows that this part of this is going to happen soon. Another way of showing that is a pivot line or a control line. I'll speak about that in another video. I'm not going into that today because this is just a short video to show you how to do channels. But yeah, so yeah, this is where you see the support and resistance. Well, resistance and support and resistance, like I said, correct way around. But yeah, this is how it is. So you've got to be able to see where it's going now. I know a few traders that will trade it from one line to the other and scalp it out. Obviously, this is a day chart. You can do it on the 5 minute, the 15 minute. You can do it on any chart. Channels are on any chart. You just have to. Sometimes you just have to bring the pips a bit closer together or stretch them out like this to make it a bit more visible. If it's a bit hard, just try and do that, because sometimes I don't see anything and then I bring it together and I'm like, oh, there's a channel. So yeah, play around with your chart a bit so you can understand it a bit more. But yeah, as I was saying, people tend to trade and scalp it between the lines. Now this is good, but unless you know how to trade from an excess point, now this is something else I will be training on, sorry, not trading on. So please look out for it. This is all a part of the price action breakdown playlist that these videos are going to be in. So just have a look out for them. Let me just put that in my reminders. Sorry. Yeah. I have. Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm going to be teaching on. So just so you know, let me go back to my reminder list. It's support and resistance and rejection, and then channels and control lines and excess. So far, that's what I've got so far. Obviously, I will add to it, but so far that's what I'm going to be teaching on. So yeah, as you can see, it's playing in between these lines. Now, you have to understand the market, because at the end of the day, if you want to scalp it, you need to know where to scalp from. It's no good scalping, say, entering here, because, okay, if you entered here, yeah, you might have been lucky because it would have gone back down. But if you had entered in here, expecting it to go back down from here, you would have gone into a negative before you went back into a positive. Obviously, if you was to sell. So this is what I mean. You have to be comfortable and understand where your excess works. And if excess is a word that you don't currently understand, look out for my next video where I talk about excess. Yeah, channels is literally that. You literally see where the buyers and sellers are comfortable between that place, and you wait for it and wait for it. So you can either trade it, don't get me wrong, you can trade it. It's not a bad, it's a good strategy. But it doesn't just tell you where you can trade in between. It also tells you where you're going to have breakouts. So here's a breakout. So you can see that the sellers want to go further down, and they've had the pushing power to push way further than the buyers did, as you can see. And they've done it again. And this is where you can say, okay, now they're really trying to push down. And it's coming back up. It's touched that line again. Now, this here, it's gone through, right? This is what I call a retest. It's saying, okay, sellers, they've gone through. Okay, now, is this just one of these where they've just gone through and they're coming back? Or is it actually a full-on sell? So this is what we call a retest. So it's retesting that wave there. It's gone through, and it's like, nah, seller's like, no, I'm not going back into that area, we're leaving. Adamant, pulled it all the way back out. The buyers have tried again. Come on, man, you want to be back in that channel, let's be comfortable in the channel. Sellers like, no, not going in there, pushed all the way down. And this is what you can see of the supply and demand. When the supply is not there, when the demand is not there, you lose the supply. There's no supply, so you have to move into where there is demand. The demand was down here, where the sellers have taken control, and this is what you need to see. So as you can see, they've carried on pushing. Now, this is a horizontal channel. Have a look at this channel that I'm now about to draw. What does this channel tell you? is it pink? What does this channel tell you? Firstly, before I continue, sorry, what does this channel tell you? Like up till here, what does this channel tell you? We call this consolidation. Consolidation where the market's not really going up nor down, it's kind of sitting in an area, and this is where the channel forms because it's consolidating, right? And what's this? This is a downtrend because it's going down. If it was going up, it'd be called an uptrend, like this one here. That's an uptrend. Let me draw it. It's roughly. I won't go through it actually because I'm going to start confusing people. That is an uptrend, and this is how you know whether you're on an uptrend or a downtrend. Very easy, very simple. There we go. Okay, uptrend, downtrend. Uptrend's gone from an uptrend to a downtrend. You can see exactly how it's formed, what's happened, what's happened in the market to force it. So, and where the supply and demand have gone. So yes, here we have another channel. As you can see, it is on a downtrend, and those sellers are pushing down. The buyers are trying. Now, if you had got in here and saw that was going to happen because of the candlesticks, remember to learn your candlesticks. Your candlesticks will tell you everything. There you go. It would have gone down. It's breezy. And you would have caught all this. So this is where channels come in. Now look at this. Let's say you didn't get in on the first one, you got in on the second one, right? Just for the sake of it. And you came down to, let's just say here, right? You lost focus. That's 35 pips. No, it's not. It's 357 pips. I need to calculate that properly. I'm sure it's 300. Yeah, it's 357 pips. So look at that for a trade. 357 pips for one trade and a half. That's a trade and a half. You can't go wrong with that. And you could have left that. Don't get me wrong, that was a long time to trade. This is in days, but you get these same kind of channels on the 15-minute, 30-minute, and 5-minute, and hour, and 4-hour. Even the minute you get it on, but I just don't talk about the minute because I just don't think it's a great channel time frame to trade on. Too much velocity happening. But yeah, look at that. You can literally pick up 357 pips. Yes, that was in 119 days. Fair play. But imagine how much you would have picked up if you timed that by, what, £10 on a trade? £10 a pip? That's money, man. It's money. For just over 4 months. No, just over 3 months. Between 4 months. That's not bad. So, just under 4 months, yeah. So yeah, it's not bad. If you can wait the time, if you can spot these kind of channels, it's good. And you can see there's a breakout here. Now, if you would draw on a channel, this is where my channels come in. I stick to my channels. My channels help me a lot. So here's a channel. Here's a support line. Look at that. It's even respected that line. So if you had drawn one in here, you would have seen it. This is why whenever you see these lines, these support lines, draw them in because effectively they begin to create channels. Channels help you to understand what's happening next in the market. It's broken through that channel. It's come back down. Channels are everywhere. You just have to draw your support and resistance lines and they automatically create channels for you. So please go away, practice these things today, tomorrow, as soon as possible. Get them into your head so you understand them and work with them because they'll show you there's a lot that's happening in the market. And look out for the next video. I'm just going to plot off you just to see what I mean, how much there is when you're looking at them. Look at that. Look at this, come on. Look at that. Okay, now I'm going to move forward. Look how much that's telling me. Respects the channels all the way through. Respects it. respects my channels all the way through. I couldn't even see all that. I was here, and look how much it respected it. There's probably channels from back here. Wait, let's do it. Look, wrong way. Look at that. If I drew channels from back here, they would still respect it over here. And that's what I'm saying, you've got to be able to understand your channel. I'm gonna do it just to show you and prove a point, because I feel like my point won't be proven otherwise. And as I said, they don't have to be perfect. Look how quick I just drew on mine. It helps if you get at least 2 or more touches on the same area. Don't let it just be one. You can only see one touch in that area. Don't do that. Need at least 2 points that stop on the area. There you go. At least when you first start out anyway. After that you can leave it. Now look at these, watch this. Look at this form. Come on, Gabby. Okay, so look at this now. It respected it, look at that. Respected it. It's gone all the way down. Let's zoom in. Let's see. So no matter what you do, if you put these lines in now, then you've got less work to do later, because you'll always see the channel. You'll see exactly where it's trying to go to. You'll move it away. And previous ones, if you use TradingView, they'll always be on your chart. So even when new things happen, there's new pips, you'll see what's going to happen with those pips, and you'll see whether those pips respect the line or not. If it doesn't, you can tell that it's going to go through, or at least it's trying to. So this is where, if there's no respect, you know it's going to go through. If there's respect, you know it won't fight it. It will respect it and go against and go back on itself, because it understands that it cannot pass through it. And this is what you've got to look at. This is how much support and resistance helps. I think every trader uses support and resistance lines, even if they don't leave them on their chart. They use them just to kind of give them another confirmation. It's standard procedure. This is like very basic stuff. So yeah. Thank you for watching. If you've been watching this long, this is a very long video, 17 minutes. Gonna have to chop it down into 2 parts now. Thanks, Kia. Yeah, thank you guys. This has been a good video. A very good video. Oopsie. Excuse me, I don't know what I've done. Just lost all my stuff. Yeah. Thanks anyway, guys. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Love, take care.